You know how you run into, you read about or hear about businesses, and you think to yourself, if only I would have thought of that.
Oh, all the time.
All the time. Well, this
like
one,
Bill Hermann Entertainment. Why did I think of that?
yeah, because you want to make money. So if there's one thing, if you've ever had a hangover,
Never.
this would be for you, because there's a thing in New York City called the IV doctor. It's a service that started in December by a urologist by the name of Dr. Elliot Nielsen.
The IV doctor.
He's it's called the IV doctor, and it was started by him and his surgical resident son, Adam.
So what is this?
Your degree
Why
of
would I want
suffering
an
may
IV?
be at least marginally reduced by these people for a price. If you go out drinking and you get just messed up, and the next day you feel horrible.
Yeah, like headache,
Right. And
blind, can't see.
right. Doesn't happen to me very often anymore. Well, at least I don't, not on purpose.
Or not that you remember.
Now that I'm older, if it happens to me, it happens like, oh, what was I thinking? It was I was younger, you'd go out, that was the purpose, just to get yourself just messed up.
Right.
Okay. And then suffer the next day
And
like
that
it was a badge of honor.
Right. That was before
Now,
the IV doctor.
after, a half a glass of wine and a nap, I'm like, oh, dear Lord, what happened? But anyway, this guy, for $250, the nurse comes to your house and the next morning during your hangover, or to your office or wherever.
And this is in Las Vegas?
No, this is in New York. That happens in Las Vegas as well, which is going to be really good for us when we go to Las Vegas here pretty soon.
Absolutely. Because we're going to have to work at the next mobile
Right,
beat
and people
in
buy
Las
me
Vegas.
drinks all the time. I might have too much Mountain Dew.
They
You
can't.
never
People
know.
just want to see you drunk.
So the
That's
next
all there is to
morning,
it.
right, the next morning, the nurse comes to you, and she brings an IV bottle with 200 milliliters of fluid, plus a cocktail of drugs to combat things like nausea. They put Zofran in. For heartburn,
Zofran, yeah.
they put Pepsid in. For headache and inflammation, Toradol, which that sounds really, really like it would really help a lot. And not like we don't give you aspirin, man. You get Toradol.
You get a
Have
good
you seen how
Toradol.
big your head is?
And so basically, it's a perfect cocktail to revive you, rehydrate you, and
Revive
bring
is a good
everything
one to
back
say
normal.
because that's the name. What they're calling this particular package is called
I
the
like it.
Revive, the most popular and most recommended to those on their deathbed.
most recommended on the deathbed. So
Yeah.
perfect for a Vegas trip. You never know what might happen.
It's great. The guy, the reporter on CNN Money, and apparently if CNN Money is covering this, it's doing really well because they do it there. They do it in Las Vegas. They do it all kinds of places. And the quote, I had a great quote that I want to read.
Well,
He
can
says,
you pre-order this stuff? I mean, it's like
I
I
think
can
you
see this
probably
as a good
could.
plan ahead. Like, I want the nurse to
man,
be
I
there
am
at
going out.
usually like in what I can remember of those bad experiences I had.
I'm going to be in Vegas.
About 4 a.m. was the time.
February
that the
23rd
misery
through
started.
the 26th, and every
Right.
morning in my hotel room, I would like a nurse in an outfit
At 4:30
with a bottle,
a.m.
200 milliliters of something, because I'm going to need it.
That's right. Hello, hangover IV helper.
The advantages of the IV: a higher absorption
Oh
rate,
yeah.
less peeing, and quicker impact. And he was quoted as saying, "You can achieve a state of heightened all rightness."
Heightened all rightness.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That there could be a whole people could be like not going out and drinking and then going to try to achieve a heightened level of all rightness.
The one in Vegas is called Hangover Heaven. 24-hour clinic, nurses who will make hotel room visits, and yeah. Well, I bet you they just a whole different thing. Mike, have you ever heard of this?
Is this something that you're looking forward to trying, like trying to heighten your all rightness? Let's go get normal.
We already sold them a booth.
I am so excited.
This is
now,
great.
this is a game changer. This is the best. If you don't already know Mike Buonaccorso, he is the producer of Mobile Beat Las Vegas, the longest running and largest DJ show in the country, and it happens out in Las Vegas every year.
And we have him today here on the Bill and Jason Show. I'm Bill Herman. That's Jason Jones.
That's right. Oh my gosh. It
Yeah.
just dawns on me. We didn't actually do the open of one of our shows.
No, we don't need to do an open, but I like to do it because sometimes there are people that watch this show that don't know who we are.
How will I know where to put the
I have
music?
no idea.
Back to our guest is Mike Buonaccorso, and it's really exciting and fun to have you on the show. And of course, you might
hear.
think, what's that?
I say it's good to be here so
Well,
far.
of course it is.
Yeah,
Mike, you are the producer of the Mobile Beat Las Vegas show, but you're also, I mean, you've been part of Mobile Beat since its inception, weren't you? You and Bob Lindquist started that magazine, didn't you?
yeah.
Yep, we did.
When was that, and why?
Good question. It was 1990 when Bob came to me with the idea, and I said, "Sure." I said, "How much does it pay?" And he said, "I didn't say anything about getting paid." He said, "I have an idea. I need somebody to help me with this." And I said, "Okay, I'm all in." So I didn't quite say it just like that, but after
In so many
thought and
words in the
contemplation,
90s.
Right.
and by April of the following year, the first issue came out.
And how many people bought your first issue, or were you giving it away?
That was what I was going to say. Zero bought it. Yeah, it was absolutely. There was no market for it, so But I will say, there was more issues of #1 than any other magazine issue ever published.
No
Because
kidding.
we had no idea. We thought, we were going on. There must be at least 100,000 DJs out there.
Oh yeah, right. And like even if 10% bought the magazine,
I
you
remember
guys
there
could
was
like take the money and run.
There was no internet, so we didn't know where these 100,000 DJs were, except
Right.
in Yellow Pages, the phone book.
Right.
Right.
So
How did you market to them?
any way possible.
I want to just back up just a moment. What were you doing before you jumped into that enterprise?
Yeah.
Myself, I have a lot of things I've been doing. I've done.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
the first question we said, we
I
asked
think-
him. He's
wait a minute.
backpacking all the way back.
Wait a minute. I think that was on the do not ask list. I'm sorry, Mike. I
What was
botched this
that?
already.
What do you mean? Oh, there was a lot of things I was doing. We've been
Well,
calling him the godfather of the DJ business
Just-
for a lot of times, man. Don't mess with this guy.
Just tell us the legal ones. Oh no, that was not a good question either.
Well, I mean, if you were talking about the evolution of my music history that put me there, that's one thing, and whatever else I was doing for income is on the do not ask list.
Okay, then.
Okay, well then, in that case, what was your aspiration at the time before you jumped in?
What were you hoping from this magazine?
What were you going to
anyway?
be when you grew up?
Well, I was a full-time DJ. I mean, I was actually had a DJ service before that, and that had grown out of being a former musician. And
That's cool. What did you play? Instrument? Did you sing?
I played an instrument until they said I could sing better than I played, so they just said hold the tambourine and just sing.
Awesome! I'm getting
Hold
ideas
the
for the next
tambourine.
Mobile Beat.
I'm going to get a T-shirt that says "Hold the tambourine and just sing."
Well, I think we have to. I think we might have.
We
to
need to
arrange a
have some
concert.
video of this, honestly.
Well, and then have like Mike come out and actually like sing on stage.
That's
It would
right.
be the comeback.
If you'd
tour.
like to see Mike Buonaccorso, the producer of Mobile Beat, come out and sing on the first day of the Mobile Beat conference, you start emailing us now. If we get more than 2 people saying we'd like to see that, I'm sure we can make it happen.
See, the Thunder is agreeing with this. Like all the gods of Olympus have said, this is a good idea. And by the way, if we talk about any ideas about the show, they're all
own 'em.
secret.
It's
all
own 'em.
secret.
That's
So
right.
don't
That's
tell
right.
anybody if we come up with something.
Nobody
during this
watches
conversation.
this thing, so don't worry about it.
Okay, so this
Mike,
is going to go huge after the
Let's
show.
go back to the original question. You started the magazine. You didn't sell any. So why did you keep doing it?
It didn't mean that we had no distribution. We just the plan was never to sell any. I
Oh.
don't think it was just to get it out there and just see how much exposure we could get with it until we could put out another issue and eventually there was subscription forms in the first one, so then checks started rolling in, so we knew we had to do something. So
All right,
Now we have to do a second
we have to
one.
do a second issue. What are we going to do?
So how many issues did you do before you decided that you'd like to try to put on a show, a conference?
oh well, that was 5 years into it. At that point, it just seemed like it was a good way to go. We knew that other people out there had magazines and shows, and it just seemed like a thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you do it?
What?
Where was
that?
it? Where was it?
Where was what?
The show, that first show.
The first show, as a matter of fact, I have my first show T-shirt on right here.
Oh, check it out.
The
It
ultimate
was called the
DJ.
Ultimate DJ Deal.
Excellent. And I remember that logo. I remember that Mobile Beat logo.
This shirt fit a lot better 18 years ago, too. I figured that out.
Yeah, well, mister, I have pizza for lunch and I have pizza for breakfast.
Super metabolism Buonaccorso.
So the first conference was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and that first conference was in 1996,
Uh-huh.
but it was really part of the nightclub and bar show.
Oh, okay.
And we did that just kind of as a test run. And then the following year, we had our first event at the Crown Plaza, which was 1997.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2 years, in 2016, it will be, the moons will line up, and it'll be 25 years of Mobile Beat and 20 years of the Mobile Beat show.
Wow.
So
That's incredible. Did you, when you started it, did you think like, oh, 20 years from now, we'll be working on another show, we'll be creating this, or what were like?
Did you ever think you'd be on something as important as the Bill and Jason show?
Well, I wasn't going to go there right away.
My wildest expectations.
But it's in terms of like, when you look back to the expectations you had and like, thought or where you thought it was going, or, kind of thing like that, like, and reflect on like how it went versus like how you thought it was going to go kind of thing. In the world of evolution of that, did it line up kind of like what you expected, or were you surprised along the way?
I don't think, yes and no. I think, I remember for at least the first year, I kept bugging Bob saying, can we take our seatbelts off yet? I mean, It's like, okay, we reached the cruising altitude.
Uh-huh.
I got to go to the bathroom. Can I take the seatbelts off? But eventually we turned that corner. And the thing that surprised me, and this was before the internet, like I said, so what really surprised me is like we never got the circulation that I thought we would have.
Oh, okay.
For a $19.95 subscription, you would have thought without hesitation that anybody that had any interest in DJing would have just said, sure, I'm in.
Right.
But the circulation got around, but it wasn't actually what I would have expected, but the impact was larger than I expected.
Oh,
Really?
Cool.
In what way?
I realized that there was nothing really out there that it was the first thing that actually brought DJs together, mobile DJs, from other areas. That before that, it was like you might know other people in your city. Well, you knew them, but 50-50 chance you spoke with them. So
Right.
because they might steal your secrets. Or
Exactly.
whatever.
Secrets are a big deal.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know what they are yet, but when I do, I'm going to sell them.
That's right.
He won't even tell us what he used to do.
I know.
I mean, look at
That's
him.
a secret right
I'm
there.
telling you. So
Only here.
So why did you keep what? I mean, if it was so hard and so difficult, and it wasn't the surprise, it surprised you so often that it didn't really go the way it was supposed to. Why did you keep doing it? What did you see for it?
I like surprises.
That's an easy
But
answer.
it became a living. I mean, it was my job at that point. We
Sure.
were making a living off of it. It did turn a corner. When it turned that corner, I mean, it became profitable, and we enjoyed it. I never felt. Most of the time I've been with Mobile Beat, I don't ever really felt like I've been working.
Yeah.
It's like it's not. It's the best.
It's a
job
fun
I ever
business to
had.
be in.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then, getting back to the impact and, well, I guess, when you look, that would make sense. When you look at the potential, we've done that with our workshops, with all the kind of stuff when it comes to DJs. It's like there's an enormous amount of the market that are out there somewhere.
They're hiding.
That we just don't understand. And then there's those that participate, and those are the ones that we've gotten to know. And so so it became, but became still successful,
Right.
just not when you look at the whole numbers. And you said the impact was bigger. So talk a little bit more about that. So people started, because you're kind of echoing my experience when I started when I did my first conference, which was an old map DJ conference here in the cities, and then Bill said, if you want to see a conference, come with me to Vegas. I'll show you a conference.
Let me introduce you to the Godfather.
Right, exactly. And so that's when I went out to my first Mobile Beach show. Like, wow, this is really cool. And talking about bringing everybody together is like, probably one of the biggest things was just everybody that I got to meet from everywhere that does what I do, which is something you don't get here.
Right.
Unless you're friends with Bill.
Well, before that, though, guys, it was the impact was bringing together, and I'm referring back to the magazine, a place where people actually could come up with something and find a way to sell it, to get it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, we had many people that have said to me over the years. He said, I would have never actually created this product if Mobile Beat didn't come along, because I wouldn't have been able to have a place to sell it.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because you're bringing the community together under a place where you can actually get in touch.
Right. So, and back then, again, pre-internet, people would say, we know when your magazine got out there because the day after it arrived, our phone started ringing. Like, who makes phone calls? It's like, but back then,
right.
Right after the horse and buggy pulled up, dropped off the mail.
Right. I don't remember that, but yeah, I'm following you.
Oh, right.
Bill does. Yeah. I'm the young chicken in the room.
Shut up.
I'm at a day over 26. So, but no, totally. Well, no, I could totally see that, because there really wasn't, and still, there's a few other resources, but just, Mobile Beat has always been, the leader in that. And so we're going to talk.
Even as you stayed with the magazine and the conferences went on, and I believe the conference, even the show itself, went under new ownership. You stuck with it as the producer, as the man behind it, because you saw all of everything as it went. So this year you're bringing it back. You're coming back as the main producer of the show, and you're bringing something extraordinary. We really want to know more about that.
And we're going to do that when we come right back after this break on the Bill and Jason Show.
Yeah.
Time is running out. By the end of the month, $149 for a ticket to Mobile Beat Las Vegas is gone. So here's the deal. We want to be sure you get your ticket cheap, so we've thrown in some free stuff. Okay. You're going to have a chance at a drawing if you get signed up before the end of the month.
If you purchase your passes to Mobile Beat Las Vegas before July 31st, you'll get them at over half off the regular price, $149. Plus, you'll be entered into a drawing to win one of these two fabulous prizes. One lucky winner will receive a 2-hour coaching session with the entertainment experience. That's right, Bill Hermann or myself will give you 2 private hours of performance coaching, a $200 value. And if that's not enough, another lucky winner will receive the Ultimate Riviera upgrade. We're going to give you a steak dinner for 2 at our steak and seafood restaurant. Plus, we're going to upgrade your room to a suite, and it could be yours. All you have to do is purchase your all-inclusive pass to Mobile Beat Las Vegas before July 31st at the insane half-off price of $149, and you'll be entered into the drawing to win. Holy cow, we're giving all that away at the end of the month?
$149.
That's a good deal.
You have to sign up today.
And welcome back.
Hey, how
now,
you doing? That was a good commercial, by the way.
That commercial lasted quite a while. Do you remember the question, Mike? The question was,
the question
for
was
$100.
Well, I think that all along, there was never anybody else that really produced the show except myself. There was 19. Well, this will be 19 in Las Vegas, and then we had 10 in other locations when we tried a seasonal. It's called the Summer Show. We were in Orlando. And
I remember the tour.
Chicago, Cleveland. We did 10 of those. So, I essentially did them all. But what was happening was I started to see a pattern that was becoming old. And I felt that it was time to come up with a couple of interesting things as we go toward that 25-year mark, 25/20 mark, 2016. So I figured it was time for at least 2 more surprises. So we figured we'd give them one in 2015, and then we'll have another surprise in 2016. And then we'll reevaluate everything and move forward.
Please tell me that your 2 big surprises aren't just us. Because I'm sorry. That's
correct. But I mean, it was more
Don't
than
ruin
just
it for everybody.
What I started to see was the fact is that everybody actually kind of did think that I wasn't producing the show, because I was just kind of going down a checklist of, we did this last year, we did this last year. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, it's like, the whole thing became that the entire DJ movement, or anybody that was producing a show's idea, was to pile on more and more and more and more. So the best analogy I could draw was like the Circus $5.99 buffet.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if you go over there, you look at all this information, all this food, and you say, certainly there's something in here good to eat, but I just can't find it.
You're describing my experience at the Golden Nugget. The saddest buffet in Las Vegas
ever. Would you like to have someplace to eat?
It was like people were just piling on, filling in, and we could fit another person in here doing this and this.
Right? Just more and more.
I said it's time to change this, and we put out a survey and got some good feedback there, got some hate mail there, but that was the that was an extra added bonus.
I'm sorry, I won't send it again. Okay, leave me alone.
Well, I know it was from you, Bill, because it was anonymous, but I did.
I never should have told people that was your
I put my
name.
picture on there.
Never should. In the milk carton.
It had you written all over it. But.
So this year, in the past experience, it's been just more and more and more piled on, and so what your approach this year is going to be less is more.
Partially, that's part of it. Part of it is just let's go with some quality versus quantity. Let's go with a different feel, create a different vibe. You guys are doing something that's been unprecedented. I mean, I know you don't realize what you're doing, but of course, what you're doing is actually unprecedented in an event like this. I mean, no one has ever put a focus on the host. Usually it was just who knows what would show up to kick off anything on any given day, which was okay, but I wanted to do a little bit more than just be okay. I wanted to raise this thing up another level, moving towards this 20th year anniversary. Right. And I figured this was the year to do it. And
from what I understand, you're going to have somewhere between, I don't remember, I don't think we've got it completely put out there yet, but there's like 6 or 8 keynote speakers that are going to be a part of this. They're all like hit it out of the park, every last one of them. And we've announced already that Mark Farrell will be a part of this.
Is returning, which is really exciting.
That's very, very cool. And did you talk to Mark personally about this? I mean, what was your conversation like when you brought it up to him? Other than, what, are you nuts? I'm not going to do that.
You mean, how did I talk him into it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what we really want to know. Yeah.
I think it was one of those. I had to use some Godfather technique.
Is this anything you can share on the show? Because
no, that's something do not ask.
If you ever want to ask, you want to see Rebecca again. Let me tell you. So that's cool.
That's really exciting, especially with kind of like, we can never hear enough about. I don't know that he's going to be doing this or they're getting what you're worth, but we can never hear enough of that message.
Well, plus
presented in different ways, and he's a really powerful person.
He is.
Well, I do believe that he's also, he doesn't go everywhere and show up here and there and throw together a $200 do-it-yourself info pack, and here it is. I mean, it's like he comes out when the time is right. And I think that it had evolved to the time that I thought he would, serve a good purpose for this event, and he agreed. And I'm happy that he's back.
So are we. We're looking forward to working with him. I've already talked to him a little bit on the phone about a couple of things, and I'm just really looking forward to the whole. I mean, he brings a level of excitement and and inspiration to an event all by himself. And there's another gentleman that we wanted to talk about here on the show that I'm really excited about, and people who might not even know him just by name, but his name is Gary Shapiro. You've got Gary Shapiro, right?
Yeah, Gary Shapiro is quite an amazing guy. I mean, he is the head of the Consumer Electronics Association.
I know. That's so cool, man.
That's pretty huge when you consider like consumer electronics covers, half of what's in Target.
Half of what's in all over, everywhere.
Or wherever you shop, Walmart.
Yeah.
And he is also, and this was what really has me in awe, the fact is he is the producer of the CES show. In other words, he does what I do for CES, which
times
has
1,000.
3,200 exhibitors last year. And he's a very approachable guy. He's just a wealth of information as far as what he's going to be talking about is some of the highlights from his latest book, which is called, he's got time to write. He's written 2 books. His latest book is called Ninja Innovation. And he basically deals with a lot of strategies for success. Now, here's a guy, a lot of it is what it's based on is, and one of the things he's going to be doing is talking about after the 2015 CES show, which will be in January.
Right.
He's going to be bringing in, as one of the things other than his strategies for success talk, is some of the 2015, the trends in audio that came from the show, which should be very exciting because everything new,
starts there.
You see CES all over when that show is on. And, what I find it interesting that some of these strategies are some of the startup companies that he personally recalls starting in some small corner of CES, and you'd be amazed at who they are today.
Yeah.
And he's going to talk about some of those companies. Is he going to talk about some of those companies at Mobile Beat?
Yeah, that's part of the presentation on these strategies for success. Those are some of his examples.
Oh, that's.
And I just think he's going to be a very dynamic speaker. We were just really thrilled to get him.
Yeah, I was very excited. The Consumer Electronics Show is like Mike said, it's like the biggest show ever, and it's so big that it's covered by news stations all over the world because he's right. When there's something new, it happens there at CES. So this guy's been on the pulse of everything new around the stuff that we as DJs get excited about from the beginning and continues to be. So to have him as part of the Mobile Beat Show, I think is an amazing coup. And I think that's one of my favorite people. Other than, I'm really excited when I heard about Mark, and now I'm even more excited to hear about Gary. So the more people you roll out to us, the more excited I get about being a part of this. So thank you.
Well, the thing is that like with talking about innovation, because if somebody's got a DJ company, they'd be like, oh yeah, he runs a giant show, but how does that really relate to like what I do going on and doing shows? And just when you were talking about like the fact that he's referring to as Ninja of Innovation, and he has had a bird's eye view of innovation that has either taken off or tanked and really gotten like a view that no other has because of what he's involved with, like what you're describing. When they enter, they take off, they don't. What's missing? What did some have that some didn't? And when you look at our own business, if your career is going to be just showing up and pressing play, you're either going to plan on always working for peanuts, or because the value of just that, the DJ all by itself, just playing music with speakers, that value has been going down. Well,
and it's because it's changed. The world has changed with the internet, with Facebook, with instant gratification about everything you can have in your pocket at all times. That ninja innovation becomes the thing now. How innovative you can be will depend on how quickly you move in any marketplace. So I think that's one of the things I'm excited about.
That's where the value comes in, and the more innovations that when it's about creating things in your DJ and entertainment company, whether it be for weddings or schools or whatever, creating things that people want. The Apple didn't go out and say, hey, Mike, do you want an iPhone like this? You can touch screen, have apps, download stuff. They didn't do a survey of people to say, like, what should we make for you? Tell me what to make for you. We want to make something for you.
Right.
You know, instead they knew how people wanted to I want stuff to come to me. So like, well,
they wanted
let's
innovation.
create something that can bring stuff to people. And then there it is. And now it's like insanely huge.
Well, I think that speaks to what Mike is trying to do with this 20-year anniversary of the show, is actually re-innovate something that he innovated all by himself 20 years ago. Right. Am I speaking out of school here, brother?
No, no, you're right on with that, Bill. I really thought that it was, just the whole nature of social events has changed, and I've seen it not just in the DJ industry, but
everywhere.
There's I follow trends out there in trade shows, and I've seen a lot of changes, and I hadn't seen a whole lot of change. I mean, we've tried a lot of things, and they had moderate success, but I think it was time to just kind of like, give it a whole new look. Just see what happens.
Yeah, I love about.
You guys are doing a seminar too. You can save it for another show or something, but don't put yourself out of that loop.
Oh yeah, well, as soon as we have it written, we'll let you know.
Right. It's very secret, and it's in the works.
There's a lot of secret stuff that you're not supposed to ask us about, Mike. It was in the contract.
That was on the Do Not Ask Bill and Jason list.
It really was.
Didn't you read the memo?
Well, yeah, you didn't have to tell me anything. I just reminded you.
Well, one of the things, and that's something that got me really excited when we first talked about like working together and what we can create together. Because you were coming to us saying like, I want to start completely over, like forget about whatever has been done, and like we're doing this for the very first time, and saying if we're going to do this for the very first time, what in this day and age, what would we do? And working from that place and creating from there has been just tremendous and really, really exciting.
So far, everything that we want to do this, Mike went, okay, which is like, we're married. We never hear that kind of stuff. Yeah. So we're really, really excited to work with you.
And Mike's really in trouble.
Yeah, no kidding. We have a lot of crazy stuff already. He's going, what? And how much? And where? And how?
Yeah, and you're such a diva. I can't believe you passed
on your rider. I am way
rider.
more of a diva than you are, man.
I do have these posters available now that like, as you can see there.
Right. And we're gonna,
there you are.
Yeah.
You're a great poster
popular.
holder.
They're going to be very popular. We're going to have to be signing them. Or you're going to be signing them. I'm going to be my big red X or my paw print or whatever. But that's pretty much how that's going to look at this. He's got tons of them.
These are little like refrigerator magnets.
No kidding, really?
I love it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Promotional pens, stickers. I think stickers are going to be big.
Looks like it's kind of buttering us up. I think he's thinking about trying. He hasn't sent a contract back yet, has he? Oh, damn it.
It's safe to talk about the stickers, right? We could talk about the stickers.
So now let me ask you. The last I heard, to get tickets for this show, it's $149, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so people are watching this show, and there's got to be at least 15, 20 people watching this show right now. For those 20 people that are watching, can they get a better deal from you?
No, but I'd give them a couple of tips.
Really?
Oh, tips.
Tips
awesome.
are good.
Tips are good.
Tips are. We're going to be in Vegas. Tips are good. All right, from the Godfather, here's your tips. Tell me about it.
Number one, it says for a limited time only on all those 149 promotion.
Right.
Okay.
Well, let me just tell you, the limited time is getting more limited by the day, perhaps by the hour.
Oh wow.
No. I don't think it's going to be much longer. So, I mean, we thought we had enough out there to show people it was 149. But 149, the cheapest price last year when we started was like 179, and by this time last year was already up to, I believe, 199. So we're starting at a nice price point. Plus, the other important thing to know is, in the past, everybody has associated the Monday with this. Let's try anybody. Like it was like kind of like
a bunch of speakers that want to try something would come in on Monday, and for free, you could come and see these guys without paying for a pass, and they would just be like, I want to be a speaker, give me a try, right?
Oh, they wouldn't be like that.
Well, not always like that, but yeah.
Some just fit in on Mondays, but for the most part, it was just like, here, go in there if you don't want to wait in line, and if those guys suck, it's kind of like, don't blame us, that wasn't part of the show anyway. But this year we've actually added Monday as the actual first day.
Oh, okay.
It's the real deal. So once you guys, step on stage, at noon, I believe it is, on Monday.
Noon?
February
Oh my
23rd.
God! I gotta wake up by noon. Okay, never mind.
That's
No,
the
actually
real
by
deal.
11.
Damn it!
Got to be in the green room
Yeah.
and sober by
In
11.
my pajamas.
That's where he's going to have the IV set up.
Have my Kleenex boxes on my feet.
That's right.
That'd be
Your
really
moon's
awesome.
over my hammy. And
So
everything's
everything's
gonna be
so
all right.
people are going to get on Sunday, and the show begins Monday at noon.
Monday at noon. Well, and that's new too, because you've normally started things quite early in the morning.
Right.
Well, no, just on Monday was always late in the afternoon. Because we had registration going on.
Right.
And that was just kind of like we would have registration about 11, and then as people came in, they could just go in those rooms or not, or
Yeah.
I'm going to get so many calls for my comments about the Monday guys. The Monday guys were great. They were fine.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, they were great. It's just they were guys trying stuff out. I did a voice and everything. Ron Ruth is going to call me up and say, "What's wrong with you, Bill?"
Okay.
Or whatever,
All right.
man.
Quiet down the conscience.
I'm
Quiet
sorry.
down
it
the
was
conscience.
originally meant to be that, but then it turned out that some people just prefer to be on Monday.
All right.
But-
Well, I want to speak to something really quick too. We got to wrap up this interview, but there's a lot of we just getting to the tip of the iceberg of all the fun and excitement in the reinvention and the invention of doing this. We'll have to do an what do they call those? behind the scenes story.
God.
The invention of
put
Mobile Beat
Josh to work on that.
2015. We're gonna have. We should have Josh work on that.
We
too.
just upped the budget here because now we need to have a backstage video created, and that your budget just went up, Mike. Okay, so there you go. Every time we talk to Mike, his budget has to go up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got another idea.
Oh yeah,
and
you
it's
should
gonna
do
cost
this, and he's
you
like,
something.
okay, you sure this is gonna work? Yeah, absolutely. Just find the money, but there's money. You got to find them. What?
No, but I was just going to comment about this particular episode is that Mike moves around a lot. So he's not on a boat or a ship. I've just been following him with the camera as best as I can.
He's very excited. He's an exciting guy to look at.
It's how he stays fit. They say that you're healthier and fitter if you fidget a lot in your seat.
Well, when he's hiding when he's hiding. He's hiding, so the fact that we can't even say what he used to do for a living. Okay. He's probably in some place in Venice. And now I just brought up Venice. He's going to have to move again. Okay. The government just moves him around, because
I'm just
undisclosed
looking at this
location.
postage size stamp in the corner of myself, and I'm trying to figure out, am I supposed to be here or here? I never quite
That's why
figured
you're
it out.
doing that.
See, this is why he's a producer. He's not talent. He doesn't know where he's supposed to be.
Oh, but he's going to be talent.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make him
Rock
sing.
and roll dreams.
That's right. Send in the email, and we're gonna have him up there with a t-shirt and a tambourine, and we'll have him sing something by Cher.
Something that he knows well.
If I
Gypsies,
could
Tramps, and
turn
Thieves.
back-
What was something that you sang that you really like to sing?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, see, he's
you
backpedaling.
can too.
He's
Was it Trooper,
backpedaling.
Raise a Little Hell?
Oh my God.
Oh, no, that was way after my time.
A little CCR.
I'm gonna reach out to his son. I'm gonna get some video, and we're gonna put it into this show.
We should have him do the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
There we go. Well, we'll work on that. In the meantime, Mike, thanks for coming out and
Well,
stopping by the Bill and Jason
before we
show.
say goodbye, is there anything more that you wanted to share, Mike, about what's coming up? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Is there anything that we left
Plan-
out?
One last thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because we're starting early on Monday, the good news is we're starting early on Monday. The bad news is we're not on Super Bowl weekend as we've been in the past.
Mm.
So part of that has allowed us to have a little more flexibility on the Monday. That's why I'm saying, as opposed to people going in there and getting involved with the Super Bowl, we might even have some time to register on Sunday because that won't be a distraction this year.
Oh, great.
Okay, so the Super Bowl will have already been played. So
Yes.
my odds of getting a good Super Bowl bet down after knowing the winner will have go up.
At
That's
the
true.
beginning of the season. Yeah.
Or you could bet on 2016.
Well,
Or
my
you
odds will
could
go
watch-
down again. Is what's going to happen if that happens.
Or you could watch our next show.
What? That's right. Oh, our next show. That's right.
That's right.
Tom Erlinson, a friend of yours from North Dakota, is
You're
going to
gonna wanna watch this,
He's going to be
Mike.
on our next show. He's going to
This will
talk
be a game
about
changer for your retirement.
exactly. This guy has been gaming Vegas and the players clubs and taking money out of Vegas
For at least
years.
a couple years now.
For years, okay? And goes
For
in there
years.
every month. He always leaves with money, and he always gets free stuff every time he goes.
Every
and
time.
it's not because he's a whale.
He never loses.
Just knows how to play, and he knows how to play those clubs. And we're going to ask him about that next week here on the Bill and Jason
Did you
Show.
say whale? Because he's a whale?
Yeah.
Like, do whales
It's a
always win?
Vegas
What's
thing.
A whale?
A whale. Mike Buonaccorso is kind of a whale. He's got tons and tons of money.
Call him a
Okay, he
whale.
flies. They fly him in on
fly
a private
whales in?
jet because he's got more money than God. Okay, and they know that they're going to get something out of him. He's got more swag.
Is that what they say? Is he making this up, Mike? Do they call him whales there?
Yeah, no,
Like,
they call
this
him
guy's
whales.
a whale.
You should.
Whales, fish.
No, really, this is not. You can't talk to any Vegas
Call
guy.
him, hey, I'm talking to Mike. I'm trying to find out the truth here. I'm doing a little investigative
It's not what
reporting.
they call him.
Is that true? Is it a whale thing? Do they call him whales?
Sure.
I like
Thanks,
you.
Mike. Thanks for backing me up. I really
like you
appreciate
even
it.
more now. Okay, Mike.
All right.
Thanks for being on the show. We'll talk again soon. I'm sure we will.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
All right,
Thanks,
you
Mike.
bet. Take care.
We need to bring him back as things change and as things are brought out with the show. I don't know what we should do is we talk to him about bringing on some of the speakers onto our show.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool. I
That'd
would
be
like
fun.
that a lot.
Or like anytime we get a crazy idea, I say we call him up. Mike,
Call him up.
I got a crazy idea.
Right, exactly.
You gotta do this.
Yeah, we'll just keep bringing the budget up and up and up and up, man.
That's right. That's right. We'll see
One
how
of
much
these
money
days
we
we're
can. And then the last story will be the show is great, but
But they couldn't
Mike's
pay
broke.
Bill and they couldn't pay Bill and Jason
Right,
because they took all the money out of his end.
right. So then we'll be doing a fundraiser. It'll be fun. You'll love it all.
Thanks
So,
for listening to the Bill and Jason Show. Be sure to go to Twitter and follow us there. You can like us on Facebook. You can come to our house. I can, call me and I'll give you Jason's personal address at his home.
Yeah.
You can come in. You can babysit his kid. He's a little monster, but you'll be fine. And then what else did I miss?
No, that's it. We
That's
look
it.
forward to seeing you at the conferences. This has been super fun. So
Okay.
for another week, we'll talk to you next week when it's all about how to win at gambling.
Wow.
Thanks,
Mikey,
Mike.
Mike.